Okay, so recently we've gotten a lot more people watching the show now. And if you're one of those newer people, I just want to say, welcome to the show. I hope you've been enjoying it. And I was asked to introduce myself a little bit so that you guys have a good reference point for who I am and what the hell I'm talking about. So, hi, I'm Objectively Dan. I created Truth Wanted 3 years ago in 2018 and have been hosting this show ever since then. And since then, we've had some other great hosts come on board. But I've been the primary host of the show and plan on continuing to be the primary host. I grew up as a Christian. I was a Christian for the first 20 so years of my life. Most people know me from a conversation I had with Anthony Magdabosco when I was a Christian. That's still on his YouTube channel, where I talked about my own faith and stuff and why I was a Christian. And I, of course, stopped being a Christian since then, and started getting involved with volunteering at the atheist community of Austin, and then started this show. And it's been really cool doing it. I really, really enjoy it. But I also get to experience other things besides talking about Christianity. Like, I definitely had great conversations about stuff I would never even dream of talking about on the internet. So it's been a really, really fun ride, and I hope you are enjoying the show if you have been. So, yeah, keep sticking around. We always have fun stuff planned for this thing. So, thanks for watching the show and enjoy seeing some of the other hosts and what they do for the show as well.
Hi, I'm Puck. You may remember me from such shows as The Nonprofits and Secular Sexuality, and Truth Wanted on occasion. But maybe you guys want to get to know a little bit about the person behind the ACA personality. Well, I grew up in Alaska, moved to Oregon, and now live in Cincinnati, Ohio, where apparently I don't know what I'm talking about when it comes to good food. I am an avid video gamer. I love retro series like Final Fantasy, Fatal Frame, Resident Evil. Um, my whole relationship with my wife is basically built around video games, and I probably play more video games now than I did when I was back in college. When I'm not playing video games, I am a huge ice hockey fan. Where do you think the name Puck came from? I'm a season ticket holder of my local hockey team, and I am also a big fan of some of the NHL teams that are close to me. One thing that I like to do in my spare time is to take road trips around the country to watch hockey teams playing at their home arenas. I have a collection of, well, it's probably about over 50 pucks now from different arenas that I watched teams play in. But when it comes to work with the ACA, I love getting to work on the flagship show, Nonprofits. It gives me some time to research and look up on things that I might be a little bit lacking in and get to give my opinion on some things that, well, maybe I don't have a chance to in very many other places. I definitely love the energy of Truth Wanted. I love the callers that we get, and I love the guests that I get to bring on. But there's a special place for me, I think, on secular sexuality, where I get to talk about some things in a place that I don't normally have a place to talk about. It's been fantastic getting to work with Christy and Nate and all the other hosts and guests to talk about some things that maybe you haven't heard about, and I'm glad to be able to present to you. It's been a really strange but exciting ride for the past year working with the ACA, and here's to having another great year. I hope to be leaving a holiday message for you again next Thanksgiving.
Okay, so I go by the name ExXtian Erin online. I spent the last 2 years of my life sharing my story about coming out of a fundamentalist, evangelical, charismatic version of Christianity. So most of the things that I've done before I started doing Truth Wanted were talking about my experience in that denomination. I go through things based on, or I go through my childhood and what kind of events, what kind of things I was raised in, what kind of church doctrine I was raised in. I talk a lot about things like purity culture, being raised in a kind of patriarchal system. So I've spent a lot of time kind of dissecting these things, talking about how it affected me, and asking lots of questions about other people's experience in church. So a lot of the comments that I get online are related to that. After about a year of sharing my story on Twitter, I started moving into some other programs on YouTube. and I kind of started talking more about skepticism. So I've had more comments and more feedback on my experiences, even outside of Christianity. I have spoken a little bit how I got into New Age beliefs for a while, but most of the pushback I get is from my commentary about Christianity and coming out of that. I know there's lots of other people in the atheist community who've come out of different denominations and different religions. A lot of people come out of Islam or Mormonism, or there's just tons of the other ones out there. So my experience is coming out of Christianity, and so most of my comments reflect that.